Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Today we're unpacking a topic that is absolutely dominating the headlines and, frankly, sparking a whole lot of anxiety. Artificial intelligence and robotics in the workplace. Specifically, we're going to put on our executive hats today. We're going to look at this directly through the lens of an Amazon executive defending the company's massive automation strategy. Look, if you've ever imagined this dystopian future where machines just completely push humans out of the workforce, you are definitely not alone. But today, we're digging into the hard data and the direct corporate perspective to show you how AI is actually being deployed as an assistive tool, not some wholesale human replacement.
So let's immediately address the elephant in the room. You hear about AI and robots taking over warehouses, and it is incredibly easy to get cynical, right? People hear the word automation and instantly think AI is coming to steal all our jobs and ruin humanity. But when an Amazon vice president was asked directly about this incredibly cynical view, their response was pretty blunt. I don't think so. This isn't Terminator. And honestly, that quote perfectly sets the stage for what we're talking about today. The executive viewpoint completely rejects that whole sci-fi dystopian narrative. Instead of some apocalyptic war between humans and machines, leadership frames this as just a necessary, practical evolution of how work actually gets done.
Section 1. Meet your new coworker. Let's actually meet the robots. To really dismantle that whole Terminator myth, we first have to look at the reality of what these machines actually do on the warehouse floor. It's so easy to speculate from the outside, but when you step inside an Amazon Innovation Lab or a fulfillment facility out in Boston, the day-to-day operations tell a very specific story. And what's truly interesting here is the sheer simplicity of the tasks. These new robots, they are designed to do three primary things: lift, scan, and place. That's the whole shebang. Using advanced suction technology, a robot will literally suction onto a box, pick it up, and place it exactly where it needs to go. It's highly repetitive work, but here is the absolutely crucial advantage. These robots can run 24/7 without fatigue. They handle the grueling physical work that has historically sent human workers straight to the chiropractor.
Take the story of an Amazon worker named Aaron Martin. Now, 4 years ago, Aaron's job was entirely manual. He spent his days physically walking the aisles, stocking bins, lifting heavy items over and over. It was taxing labor with a much higher inherent risk of injury. Now, compare that to the new operational reality. Today, the machines are doing all that fast-paced, heavy lifting. They do it faster, they do it continuously, and, most importantly, from an executive and human resources standpoint, they do it with far fewer workplace injuries. The human role simply shifts from doing the heavy lifting to overseeing the entire process.
Section 2. Addressing the workforce worries.
Of course, looking at that incredible efficiency naturally brings up some totally valid questions about human displacement. I mean, it's the logical next thought, right? If a robot can lift, scan, and place 24/7 without ever getting a sore back, what happens to the human who used to do that? Case in point, a New York Times report recently surfaced citing internal documents that translated AI efficiency gains into a staggering figure, 600,000. Specifically, this report suggested that due to AI and automation, Amazon would need to hire 600,000 fewer people by the year 2033. When a huge number like that hits the press, it understandably fuels exactly the kind of workforce panic we talked about at the top of the show.
But hold on, Amazon leadership pushes back very hard on this narrative. They responded to that New York Times report by flat out calling the internal documents incomplete. From the executive perspective, those leaked documents reflect the view of just one specific team and absolutely do not represent the company's overall hiring strategy. Now sure, you could say this is a classic corporate defense, but it's a critical one to understand. Efficiency gains in one single department do not necessarily equal a one-to-one loss of jobs across a massive global corporation.
So, if that 600,000 number isn't the whole story, what is? Well, when an Amazon VP was pressed on whether the workforce will shrink as a result of these robots, their answer was a bit more nuanced. They said, our populations and sizes where people sit, their footprint is going to vary as we grow. The reality on the executive floor is that while the sheer volume of manual laborers might reduce as efficiency spikes, the company as a whole is still growing. The nature and the footprint of human jobs will simply evolve. Think of it like a reorganization of human capital, not an elimination of it.
Which of course leads us to the ultimate anxiety-inducing question. Are robots eventually just going to outnumber humans at Amazon entirely? Well, when asked this point blank by reporters, the executive answer was a resounding, I don't foresee that. Leadership is definitively stating that human beings will remain the majority and the core of the workforce. Yes, the technology is scaling up fast, but no, it's not going to eclipse the human element.
So if humans aren't being totally replaced and they aren't going to be outnumbered, what exactly is the plan for everyone?
Section 3. Upskilling for tomorrow. Let's look at the actual game plan.
If the nature of work is changing, the workforce has to change right along with it through upskilling. Let's circle back to the story of Aaron Martin, the worker we discussed a minute ago. Remember, he used to physically stock aisles of bins. Under the old, cynical narrative, Aaron would have just been handed a pink slip and replaced by a suction cup robot. But that is not what happened. Aaron recognized the shift and noted, "You've got to pay to go to school." But instead of being left behind or having to fund his own career pivot totally from scratch, he enrolled in Amazon's apprenticeship program. He transitioned his career internally. He learned how to manage, maintain, and actually work alongside the very robots that took over his old physical tasks. It's a total win-win.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, Aaron is just one guy. That's a nice little PR anecdote. But here's the crucial data point you need to remember: 300,000. According to Amazon, they have already trained more than 300,000 U.S. employees for entirely new roles as AI and automation change, or replace their previous jobs. To put that into perspective, that is an enormous, massive corporate investment in human capital. It completely backs up the executive claim that they aren't just firing people to buy robots, they are actively transitioning hundreds of thousands of their workers into the next generation of warehouse operations.
Section 4. Not a Terminator scenario.
Zooming out from Amazon for just a second, it is really vital to recognize that this shift toward an AI-assisted, upskilled workforce is not just some isolated corporate whim. It's not just one tech giant deciding to shake things up. Look at the broader retail landscape. Competitors, like Walmart, are adopting the exact same strategies. Walmart recently stated that it expects its headcount to remain entirely flat over the next 3 years, and they specifically cited AI as a major factor for that. They aren't laying everyone off, but they aren't massively expanding their human hiring footprint either, because artificial intelligence is picking up the slack in efficiency. This proves that Amazon's executive defense isn't just an excuse, it's a reflection of an inevitable, industry-wide technological evolution.
And that brings us to this incredibly poignant quote from the Amazon vice president. AI is going to change the nature of everything we do, but the key is getting familiar with it. This right here perfectly encapsulates the executive viewpoint we've been analyzing today. The reality is not a sci-fi dystopia. It's just a massive operational shift. It's an opportunity to let machines do the heavy, dangerous, repetitive lifting, while humans are elevated to do the complex thinking, the problem-solving, and the managing. But, and this is a big but, you can only thrive in that new environment if you are willing to get familiar with the technology.
Which leaves us with this final thought. AI is undeniably changing the nature of work forever. Whether you're in an Amazon warehouse or sitting in an office building, the companies are already pivoting, and as we've seen today, they are offering pathways for their workers to pivot with them. So the question really isn't whether the robots are coming. I mean, they are already here. The real question is, are you ready to get familiar with it? Are you prepared to embrace your own upskilling journey rather than fearing the future? Think about that as you navigate your own career in this rapidly evolving landscape. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.